Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Dito, MAGA takes on a different meaning and we're making afternoons great again. And ako po si Lourdes Vera.
Trump 2.0, handa na ba ang mundo? Well, like it or not, he is back and we are too. So sit tight and have some afternoon delight.
Baka you mean, handa na ba ang mundo?
Handa na ba ang mundo?
Para mag-rhyme sa 2.0.
Oh, ganun pala yun. Okay.
Sa mga kaibigan natin sa Amerika, lalo na mga taga-LA. Oo, ang mga tiyahin, mga tiyuhin nagse-celebrate, mga neck nyo. Yung mga mas bata naman ay nagluluksa. Ganun talaga ang buhay.
Anyway, we move on. Today is another day. It is Thursday, November 7, 2024. At ang ating delight of the day, konting pampahappy doon sa mga nabigo kahapon,
Yes.
is ice cream, chocolate, and vanilla.
May nakaharang, tita.
Exact. Ayan na, sige. Tabi natin. Ayun naman pala.
O, para
Oh. Ayun,
Hindi naman sa pinopromote natin yung ating mug.
Ayan, iuusod.
Pero,
Ayun na, sakto.
Pag binenta yung mug natin, magkano kaya yan?
Priceless.
Lalo na yung mga ginamit ni Denistan, pwede natin ibenta.
Sagwa.
Hindi, may market para dyan.
Ay, ganon.
And other items pa. Bubulong ko sa iyo mamaya.
Sige.
PM is key kung gusto mo.
Okay.
Alright.
So itong ice cream, favorite ice cream flavors of the incoming US President Donald Trump. Ano pa nga ba yung iba yung mga favorite? Ang sabi, steak, McDonald's burgers and fries, and of course, Diet Coke.
Isang patunay na hindi nagwo-work yung Diet Coke. Ito may katawan.
Hoy,
Kasi siya mismo nagsabi niyan. Sabi niya, only fat people drink Diet Coke.
ganon.
Sabi niya, siya
To
nagsabi
trick
nun, ha?
themselves,
I
ganyan.
swear to God, i-google niyo po yan. Anyway, anong ginawa ba ni Trump na hindi ginawa ni Kamala?
Ano nga ba?
Nag-McDonald's si Trump.
Yun ang kanyang pampa...
Si Kamala,
lucky
dead
charm.
ma.
Dead ma?
Diba? Kahit sinasabi ni Trump na, di naman siya nag-work eh. Ako nag-work 15 minutes nga lang. You know, may mga political instincts sabihin natin na, well, among many other factors. Pero ito, para sa mga kaibigan natin na pro-Harris, na napakasama ang loob ngayon na hindi umiinom and want to drown their sorrows in a tub of ice cream.
Oo nga. Alam mo, at the end of the day, ang pinaka-importante naman is or at least yung mga kababayan natin o yung mga kapwa Pilipino natin that are there in the States, is we learn or they learn how to work together to make each other's lives better.
Well, nangyari yan 4 na taon under Trump. Pero masasabi mo ba na nagkaroon ba ng ganong
Ay, hindi natin alam
sense of harmony? Hindi. Mas umigting pa yung divisiveness. Kasi
Ayun na nga. Pero kasi at the end of the day, may nanalo na eh. Ano pang magagawa mo? Diba?
Edi ira-ramp up nyo yung differences. Halimbawa, immigrants versus
Correct.
medyo,
Right now though, syempre, happy muna sila. Okay.
oo, kakatapos
Ako nga
lang.
titikim.
Alam mo ba sa Washington, makakausap natin mamaya si Tito Jovi, no? Yung National Cathedral sa Washington has opened its doors, no? As early as, siguro in the morning, para i-welcome yung mga nagluluksa at yung mga nagpapasalamat.
Mga
It's
nagpapasalamat.
opening its doors para sa lahat, ika nga. No? 4 years siguro para ipagdasal ang bansa nila sa mga naniniwala na it's 4 more years of dumpster fire at sa mga nagse-self-reflect ngayon
Yes.
where the campaign went wrong. May mga iba nagsasabi na, well, si Kamala spent too much time or the Democrats spent too much time in harping the idea that Trump is a fascist, paulit-ulit, and not enough factors on what she can bring to the table economically. And in the end, it's the economy, stupid.
Ako may nabasa naman ako kanina na parang laking factor daw nung fact na si Donald Trump reached out to male voters because historically mas marami atang female voters ang lumalabas daw in casting their votes. Pero ewan natin, hindi rin natin
Oo.
alam yung tactics.
May isang factor pa, partner. Podcasts. Kinarir ni Trump ang mga podcasts na hindi cover ng mainstream media. Alam ba, no? Si Joe Rogan, ng pinaka-sikat sigurong podcaster sa buong mundo na may malaking following. Kinarir ni Trump yan. At hindi lang yan, pati yung mga obscure na mga podcast, well, obscure para sa atin, pero kumbaga, may iba na hindi natin kilala pero milyon-milyon ng mga following. No? Kinarir talaga ni Trump yan. At magugulat ka, no? Mga mokong-mokong. Ito si Trump, naka-t-shirt lang yung nag-i-interview sa kanya. From the, alam mo, mukhang redneck talaga sa gitna ng kawalan. Nakasuit si Trump, kinakausap ito, nagtatawanan sila.
Correct.
Si Kamala ay humabol na lang pagdating sa ganyan at nagpa-interview sa podcast na Call Her Daddy. No? Sabihin natin, very sexual ang mga tema. Etong si Trump, sabihin natin na may edad na nga, the oldest who will ever sit as president. Pero may mga avenue siya na sabihin natin na hindi pa ginagawa ng iba.
Actually, kanina pa ako nasa phone ko, sorry, no?
Yeah.
Pero banggitin ko lang.
Tuloy yung racket mo.
Hindi, ano ko, I found this very interesting
Yeah.
because, again, I found out about this earlier. Si Donald Trump, he did something no other Republican has ever done since 1892, and that is to win in Starr County sa border ng South Texas. So 66,000 yung population doon. And for the longest time, again, over 120 plus years, laging Democrat ang nananalo doon. So when it comes to his campaign, talagang he did something right, whatever it is. Kung ano yung mga, kasi even, di ba, yung mga atake niya with like his...
Isipin mo, 34, 36 felonies, convictions lahat yun. Tinawag si Kamala na stupid. The most racist possible na hirit na maaaring gawin ng sinong kandidato, nagawa niya na.
And yet, ang taas niya, even dun sa mga Hispanic and
yes.
Latino community, you know?
Even black men.
That's right. Now, still on the U.S. election, that is all the talk until now. And outside America, we bring you more stories on this historic event. Donald Trump secures a second term in the White House. His victory comes after a bitter campaign that showed deep divisions among Americans. The question now is, what does a second Trump presidency look like? One News senior editor Jovi Francisco has this report.
Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends on this incredible movement.
Masayang humarap si Donald Trump sa kanyang supporters sa West Palm Beach, Florida matapos muling magwaging Pangulo ng Amerika. Malayo yan sa eksena noong matapos ang 2020 elections nang talunin siya ni Joe Biden at magkaroon ng karahasan sa US Capitol. Ngayon, ilang Republicans ang lumabas sa kalsada para magdiwang. May hiling agad sila sa ikalawang termino ni Trump.
Well, close the border. Got to close the border. Stop these people from crossing.
Nakuha at nahigitan ni Trump ang kinakailangang 270 electoral votes kontra sa Democrat nominee na si US Vice President Kamala Harris. Ayon sa isang senior advisor ni Harris, tinawagan na nito si Trump para mag-concede at batiin sa panalo nito. Humarap naman si Harris sa kanyang alma mater sa Howard University.
To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay.
Sabi niya pa, hindi man ito ang resultang inaasam nila, umapila siya sa kanyang supporters sa tanggapin ito. Nagpapasalamat pa rin siya sa mga naniwala sa kanyang kakayahan.
But hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting.
Kasunod ng pagkapanalo ni Trump, ang pag-angat naman ng global stock market. Pero hindi lang daw stocks at Bitcoin ang tumaas. Ganon din ang mga pangamba sa paglobo ng inflation. Ilan sa mga aabangang polisiya sa termino ni Trump kung ipagpapatuloy niya ang mga batas patungkol sa paglaban sa climate change na para sa kanya ay hoax lamang. Kabilang sa mga nais niyang alisin ang subsidiya para sa wind power. Bumuhos naman ang pagbati mula sa international community sa panalo ni Trump, kabilang sa mga bumati ang United Nations. At mga pangulo ng iba't ibang bansa gaya ng Ukraine, Germany at Serbia. Isa rin sa bumati si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Umaasa raw ang kanyang administrasyon na makakatrabaho si Trump sa iba't ibang issue na makakabuti sa relasyon ng Pilipinas at Amerika. Dati na raw niyang nakilala si President Trump at alam daw niyang ang leadership nito ay magbubunga ng better future. Bago pa man magbilangan ng boto, nakausap natin sa embahada sa Washington, D.C. si Philippine Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez. Nagbigay rin siya ng pananaw sa pag-upo muling Pangulo ni Trump.
The second term for President Trump would mean America first, which is one of his slogans. And so we take that to mean that President Trump would most likely encourage or having more American businesses relocate back to the United States. But nonetheless, we do have the exports, meaning the exports from Asia to the United States. The Philippines and Vietnam are the top. They are the top exporters of our various goods coming from our country and also Vietnam, which gives you an indication that there's a lot more economic trade. And I think that will continue.
And our Jovi Francisco is still in Washington, D.C. Let's bring him in now, Tito Jovi. We just ran the story about yung concession speech ni Kamala Harris and celebrations at the interview with Ambassador Babes Romualdez. But right now, mataas pa ba yung emosyon ng tao dyan, Tito Jovi?
Okay, nahiya naman ako, Lord. Dapat pala in English ko yung yung voice over na yun. Pasensya na. Hindi ko alam na i-air sa After the Threat. Pero anyway, Lord, alam mo yung word na gaka, di ba?
Yeah, gate crasher.
Gaka. Gate crasher. 2 beses ako naging gate crasher ngayon dito sa Washington, D.C.
Sige nga, sa una.
Kasi, Denise, dalawa yung pinuntahan ko. Yung una ko pinuntahan is, bigla kasi nagkaroon ng event. Hindi naman bigla, nakaplano na pala. Andito pala yung COMELEC natin, mga COMELEC commissioners natin, to observe yung botohan dito, yung election. Tapos at the same time, magkaroon ng interaction with the PhilAms regarding dun sa fact na sila yung mga unang gagamit ng online voting natin sa May 2025 elections. Isa sila sa mga pagbibigyan na gawin yon. So, pinuntahan ko yung event na yon, nakita ko yung reaction ng mga kababayan natin na pro-Kamala na malungkot. Kita-kita mo yung lungkot sa mga mukha nila. Kasi second na pinaggaka ko or pinag-gate crash ko na hindi naman sa event, alam ko lang na nasa Mayflower Hotel yung tinatawag na parang, hindi naman core group, pero team team Kamala. Sila yung yung trabaho para sa kampanya. May mga Asians saka meron din syempre mga Americans so nagpunta ako doon para lang mapulsuhan kung naki-cheers tayo doon, nakiinom with them. Nagiinuman sila dahil masama ang loob so para lang malaman kung saan ba sila nagkamali. Parang it's a regrouping thing for them so lumalabas tingin nila aside from dahil kinulang sa oras ng pangangampanya si Kamala, Lord, ay yung issue about immigration at inflation, medyo hindi masyadong nasagot ng grupo yun.
Yeah. Tito Jovi, binanggit mo kanina na yung COMELEC officials natin dito sa Pilipinas ay nandyan para mag-observe. Okay, may pagkakataon ka bang makausap sa kanila at anong key takeaways nila?
Yung ibang commissioners, haya ako na yung sound bites yung mamaya kapag napa-ingest ko na magsabi. Pero lumalabas, ang una nabilisan sila tsaka yung ayos. Parang pareho lang. Yung mga machine na pinakita ko nung nag-walkthrough ako nung isang araw doon sa polling precinct. Parang meron din naman tayo nun Pero ang dito kasi sa Amerika, maraming options bilang botante. Pwedeng mail-in, pwedeng in-person. Tapos pag in-person, pwede kang handwritten or pwede via machine mo gagawin. So maraming ways. Tapos kapag ikaw ay differently abled o kaya ay hindi na nakakalakad, merong curbside voting. Kumbaga, na-impress ang COMELEC natin sa fact na maraming binibigay ng option. Alam mo naman sa atin, Lord, Denise, kapag ikaw differently abled, babubuhatin ka pa para makarating ka sa precinct mo doon sa second floor ng isang eskwelahan sa atin, di ba? So mga ganyan, so, yan yung na-observe nila, Lord. Tapos tingnan nila kung yung online voting ay posible ba na sa mga OFW lang o sa mga dual citizenship i-offer muna or posible ba ito na maski tayong mga Pilipinong nandoon sa bansa natin ay pwede rin mag-online or mag-advance voting?
Sir Jovi, what's their take on ano? Kasi alam ko isa sa mga in-implement din dyan in the US elections nga is you can also vote without actually presenting your ID. What's the COMELEC's take on that as well?
Parang in a way ang implied nila doon hindi pa tayo na kahit kasi itong online talagang meron silang ipapatupad na mga ways to verify yung kung sino talaga yung botante. So parang hindi pa handa Denise, na tayo talagang tumodos na gano'n na kahit walang ID. Kulat din ako, di ba, doon sa winokthrough ko doon na parang ang bilis ng proseso nila eh. And mas mahaba pa yung pinila nila dahil maraming bumoboto kesa doon sa actual na napakadali. Parang kumbaga hindi ginagawang hard for them to vote para talagang kasalanan mo na kung di ka nakaboto, gano'n.
Oo. Pero paano kaya nila i-harmonize yung mga observations considering iba-ibang state, iba-ibang counties, ay iba-iba rin ang methods, di ba, na ginagamit?
Totoo. So, kumbaga, ano ba lang tayo rito? Kumbaga, nakikimarites siguro yung comment kung ano yung mga pwede nating gawin na katulad. Pero I think hindi pa talaga fully natin magagawa yung iba. Nakikita natin na parang we're close to that kind of system dahil yung machine at saka yung yung technology parang gano'n na rin. Pero yung yung pagbibigay ng option, yung tiwala, trust na sinasabi kapag kaboboto.
Biruin mo, no? Gumamit rin sila ng Smartmatic dati, kasi ngayon nagdademanda Newsmax, tsaka di ba?
Yeah.
Tito Jovi,
Yes.
okay. Noong 2022, sa labas ng headquarters, ay may mga, alam mo naman yan, malapit lang dito yon. May naobserbahan tayo sabihin natin na mga kuya natin na nagdiriwang at may dala-dalang at may mga iba-ibang uri ng mga bote na nagdudulot ng ligaya. Diyan ba may naobserbahan ka? Balita namin, nagtatanggalan na raw yung mga board, yung mga windows na may naka-board daw mga tinakpan para hindi magkabasagan just in case.
Kasi parang lumalabas, wala nang iaasa. Kung merong mang fear ng gulo nung before yung actual election, dahil nga ito na yung resulta, parang wala naman na yung grupo kasi o yung faction nagsasabi na parang kapag natalo kami, gulo to kasi dinaya nyo kami, nanalo naman sila. So parang bakit ba sila? Nandun nga kami, yung mga kapwa reporters ko, maski sila TJ Manoto, kinuwento na talaga doon sa US Capitol kaninang umaga, dahil doon talaga yung live point kapag sa mga oras ng madaling araw. Di ba, kinordon off yun kasi para just in case magkagulo, mahihirapan na pumosisyon doon yung uulit yung January 6. Bukas na, nakita mismo namin kung paano binabaklas na yung mga bakal kahapon while we're doing our reports.
Ito, Jovi, pasingit lang ako. Ako pinaka-curious ako, no? Si Jon Stewart, yung late night comedian, medyo humirit na ng konti, may self-reflection ng konti. Pero sila Stephen Colbert at ang suki ni Trump na si Jimmy Kimmel, na meron pang a letter to your Republican relatives. Parang ang awkward yata. Parang di mo alam kung ano ang sasabihin nila. Wala silang hirit. Considering ang Saturday Night Live ay may Kamala tribute pa, itong huling linggo.
Oh, yes.
Paano kaya ang late night comedy, considering, well, alam natin, next 4 years ng Trump, suki sila. Pero may takot na i-audit ito ang mga networks nila. Tito Jovi.
May ganung fear. Pero so far, I was watching yung The View kanina. Hindi ko lang kung pinapanood nyo rin yung programang yun. Super anti-Trump, alam naman natin yan, di ba? Yung nasa panel na yun. Parang continuation lang ng mga shows sila prior to the actual election. Tuloy-tuloy lang sila. Doon tayo medyo mag-iisip. Doon tayo mag-iisip sa mga comedian, yung sa late night talk show, para kasi yung mga jokes, so paano na. Titignan natin kung paano nila gagawin yan, Lord.
But
ito pala. Yes, go ahead, Denise.
Okay. No, I was just gonna ask, what are the expectations now? Because, we're talking about comedians, we're talking about TV personalities, pero yung ordinaryong mamamayan, ano na ba yung ina-expect nila dyan, Sir Jovi, from what you've heard, whether it be pro-Trump or pro-Harris, for the second Trump presidency?
Yeah, nagkaka nga ako dun sa grupo na tumulong kay Kamala. So sila drinking the night away, pero at the same time, alam niya, they respect kasi, maski yung ibang mga hosts ng television shows dito, they respect the whole process. So hindi man sila happy sa resulta, ay parang kailangan nilang mag-move on. Magbabantay na lang sila sa next 4 years. Parang tanggap na nilang gano'n, dahil gano'n naman talaga yung kanilang sistema dito.
Mabilis lang ang 4 years.
Oo, actually.
Sabihin mo sa kanila, Joey, kulay rosas ang bukas.
Midterms na nga, doon sa pinaggakahan ko kanina, midterms na yung pinaplano, isipin mo kakaboto ng hapon.
Mabilis lang yan.
Yeah. Ang ganun eh. At saka yun nga pala, yung isa sa mga usap-usapan ngayon dito, of course, is yung yung mga gustong pumila for positions
Ay,
kay
nako.
Trump.
Oo.
So, yung iba ay nagpupunta na ng Mar-a-Lago, okay, nagpupunta na ng Florida,
Correct.
Pero ang sabi nga, nagpayo sa isang interview sa isang local channel dito, yung mga close to Trump sinasabi, don't even come here kung ang hihingi kayo ng posisyon. You should make him feel na hindi nyo gusto para kayo mailagay.
Pero sigurado si Elon Musk may posisyon. Diba?
Abangan natin.
Na-mention eh. Yeah.
O Elon. At si Jeff Bezos, nagpo-congratulate bigla.
Biglang
Medyo
ganyan,
siya ng una.
nagparamdam.
And considering yung unang declaration ni Trump na tatakbo siya ulit, halos sarili niyang mga anak wala doon, mga kamag-anak niya wala doon. Ngayon, hulyo kayo ngayon. Pero pinasalamatan yung mga anak naman kahapon. Okay, abangan natin ko. Ito, next golden age daw ng American politics. Nako, Tito Joey.
At abangan, abangan din kung saan ang next gaka ko, ha? Gaka lang ako dito talaga, Lord, eh. Kasi alam mo naman na wala sa plan to, di ba? Basta dahil nandito lang ako, let's do this. O, gaka sa lahat.
Andiyan ka na eh. Oo.
Correct.
Ikaw ba magsisave hanggang sa sa inauguration? Medyo malamig-lamig yun.
Hindi. Ano ka ba, meron tayo, nakaschedule na yung mga Christmas party natin dyan.
Ay, nako.
See you.
Oo.
Diba?
Anyway, siguro may mga bagay siguro na ikikwento ka sa amin next time dito, Joby, na baka maintindihan lang namin pag nandyan kami. Di ba may sentimento kasi na on paper, pinapanood mo madali lang maipaliwanag, pero pag nandyan ka, baka ibang kung bakit nanalo si Trump, considering sinabi niya na lahat posibleng makasira sa isang kandidato.
Yeah.
Di ba?
That's true. Kaya may mga stunt talaga eh. Pero it's the way democracy works daw, sabi nila.
Okay. Maraming salamat, Tito Joey, for this very crucial week in U.S. politics. At nandyan po ang ating Tito Joey Francisco, ang One News Senior Editor. Tito Joey, matulog ka na at extend mo na sa bakasyon yan.
Magbakasyon na, oo. Okay, at this point, let's see more reactions on the Trump win on social media. On USA Today, Cardi B, Joe Rogan, Stephen King, and more stars react to Trump election win. Quote, America is done.
Oh, grabe, no? America is done, tapos ang Amerika talaga. Well, sinabi ni Trump dati magiging dictator lang naman siya on day 1.
Teka, nasa may mga reaction. Hanapin natin.
Ganito yung reaction nila, oh. Aya!
Hindi.
Acheche!
Ngi! Acheche!
Direk, isa pa.
Sabay.
Solo ka.
Sabay. 1, 2.
Nanalo si Trump! Ngi! Ikaw talaga, si Tito Rafael mo magagalit sa'yo. Okay, si Cardi B, nag-endorse kay Harris. Sabi niya, I hate y'all bad!
Oo.
Parang isang malaking dirty finger ito sa Hollywood elite, no? Sa mga gaya nila, George Clooney na nag-raise pa ng funds.
Yes.
Di ba?
Oprah, Viola Davis, ang dami. Beyonce.
What does this say? Yung buong Oscars, pinagtatawanan si Trump noon, ha? At pinagtripan ni Jimmy Kimmel. So meron talagang sektor na hindi na aabot talaga ng mainstream or wala silang pakialam sa mainstream.
I think may disconnect din kasi. I think I read about this a few months ago na parang yung sinasabi nila is hindi naman naiintindihan ng mga personalities na yon, those elite personalities, yung pinagdadaanan ng normal na citizen. The struggles, kumbaga, of an ordinary citizen.
Ibang mundo na si Oprah.
Diba?
Hindi, ito. Para sa akin, tama yung teorya ko eh. Nagpasalamat ba? Sinabi ba ni Harris na
Hindi siya
"Thank you, Beyonce"?
nagpasalamat.
Hindi.
Tama ka.
Yan ang pinaka-scientific dyan.
Oo.
Paliwanag. Well, hindi, ito seryoso. Tinanong dati sa The View, no, si Kamala Harris, what are the things that separate you from Joe Biden? So, binibigyan siya ng pagkakataon na i-distansya yung
Correct.
sarili niya.
Oo.
Sabi niya, Nothing comes to mind right now. So, isa yon sa posibleng nakadali sa kanya. Kasi, again, ito ay judge. Si Kamala represents the status quo and people hated the status quo. Si Trump represented that wrecking ball against the establishment.
Ito, isang nagsalita pa ulit, showing support naman, Viola Davis, thanking Kamala Harris, ang nakalagay, loving America's promise. And she added, I am and will forever be proud, sabi niya.
Ito naman si Dana White, yung CEO ng UFC. Opo, mga Gayan, mga Hulk Hogan. So makikita mo yung endorsers talaga nito. Kid Rock, yung mga country musicians. At
Si Ethel Kane, nagsalita, sabi niya is, it's dark and it's sad, but it's no surprise.
sino si Ethel Kane?
Oh, medyo mahaba yung kanyang...
Indie rock singer. Anong
Ayan.
sikat na kanta ni Ethel?
Hindi ko alam mo, mahina ako sa mga song titles talaga.
Aha. May ibang Kane akong kilala, pero ito ba si Cardi B?
Ayun, si Cardi B, yes. Si Cardi B yan.
Ito naman yung director ng The Big Short, tsaka yung Don't Look Up. Tsaka, among many other movies, so na ito, medyo apocalyptic itong Don't Look Up. Sabi niya, iwanan na rin Democratic Party. I'm registering Green Party or Working Families and open to ideas. Parang sinabi ng bisita natin kahapon, the Democratic Party has failed him. Asian siya. Si McKay, feeling niya siguro may ginagawang mali itong Democratic Party.
Ito, si Christina Applegate also said, she went on X, sabi niya, her daughter was upset by Trump's win. Quote, why? Give me your reasons why. Ayan. My child is sobbing because her rights as a woman may be taken away. Why? And if you disagree, please unfollow me. Yan ang sinabi.
Tama yan. Si Stephen King naman, ang maestro ng pagsulat ng horror stories. Ano sabi niya? Ang demokrasya daw, no? There's a sign you can see in many shops that sell beautiful but fragile items. They're lovely to look at, delightful to hold, but once you break it, then it's sold. You can say the same about democracy. So, basag na ba? Meron siyang ganyang storya. Needful Things, yung pangalan ng nobela.
Ito, si Billie Eilish nagsalita. Then yung sa Instagram niya naman, ang sinabi niya, it's a war on women.
Yeah. Anyway, sabi naman ni Trump, I'm gonna protect women whether they like it or not. Okay, moving on to local entertainment. Piolo Pascual gives updates on his TV series and upcoming film to be shown in the Metro Manila Film Festival. That and more showbiz stories from Newsweb correspondent MJ Marfori.
Bato-bato sa langit, ang tamaan, tatamaan! Hindi raw yan sinasadya ng ultimate heartthrob na si Papa Piolo Pascual na gumaganap bilang si Rafael Sagrado. Pero sana raw maging eye-opener ang show nila na Pamilya Sagrado.
The ones who are in power also have to wake up and realize that they're chosen to lead the country and to make our country a better place.
Malulupit na revelation na ang nagaganap sa serye at abangan pa nga raw ang mga twist sa last 8 days sa ere ng hit Dreamscape Kapatid Show.
Nakaka-touch, nakakaiyak. I was watching the episode last night. I was sobbing. Humihigbi ako sa sarili kong eksena. Of course, I already found out he's my son, and then he confronted me, and then I'm estranged with my real son. Of course, they're both my sons. Pero even my family. So, ang hirap.
In other news, tapos na rin daw ang filming ni Papa P sa inaabangang MMFF entry nila ni Bossing Vic Soto na The Kingdom. At life-changing daw ang oportunidad na makatrabaho si Bossing. Say pa ni Papa P, exceeds expectations, aka pasadong-pasado raw ang ginawa nilang pelikula, higit pa sa inaasahan niya.
Talagang pinag-isipan, down to the locations, to the production design. So it's really overwhelming, and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Sa ngayon, on the way to Canada si Papa P para sa isang tour at pagbalik niya in 2 weeks, simula na ng promo para sa The Kingdom, para sa Metro Manila Film Festival. Napapanood naman ang Pamilya Sagrado, weeknights sa TV5.
Sa mga kalugar ko dyan sa Concepcion.
Umatras na ang TV host na si Ayon Perez sa pagtakbong konsehal sa Concepcion, Tarlac. Paliwanag ni Ayon, gusto niya munang ihanda ang kanyang sarili para hindi mapahiya sa kanyang mga kababayan at mapaglingkuran sila ng tama. Humingi na rin siya ng paumanhin at nagpasalamat sa mga sumuporta simula na maghain siya ng Certificate of Candidacy noong October 1. Maglulunsad ang MQuest Artist Agency ng una nitong public acting workshop. Pangungunahan yan ng premyadong direktor na si Ryan Carlos. Acting, dance at voice workshops ang gagawin para makadiscover ng mga bago at fresh talents. After nito, ang mga sasali ay pwedeng magka-access sa audition para maging bahagi ng talent pool ng MQAA. Magsisimula ang registration at enrollment para sa workshops sa November 9 at 10.
Alright. Nako, mukhang bagay na bagay ka dyan, Denise. No? Sa workshops ng ganyan. Anyway, letter T for Trump. Letter T for time out muna. Marami pa kaming kwento sa inyo. Magbabalik ang Afternoon Delight.
I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. Oh, we're gonna America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate, and I'm asking every citizen all across our land to join me in this noble and righteous endeavor. That's what it is. It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us. It's time to unite, and we're going to try, we have to try, and it's going to happen. Success will bring us together. I've seen that. We are going to start by all putting America first. We have to put our country first for at least a period of time. We have to fix it.
Alright, bago natin sabing nagbabalik ang Afternoon Delight sa One News, batiin muna natin si Gretchen Ho. Hello, Gretchen Ho. Ito po ang Afternoon Delight dito pa sa One News. Ako po si Lourdes Vera.
At ako naman po, si Denise Tan. Thank you for staying with us. Representatives Dan Fernandez and Benny Abante are willing to temporarily vacate their House chairmanships. That's amid allegations from former Mandaluyong Police Chief Colonel Hector Grijaldo that the lawmakers pressured him to confirm the drug war's reward system. Fernandez and Abante said their decisions ensures a transparent and impartial investigation. The two Solons are part of the House Quad Committee, which is now investigating the Duterte drug war, alleged extrajudicial killings, and pogos. In other news, senatorial candidate Ben Tulfo may join the Marcos administration slate as a guest candidate if he gets an offer. Here's an excerpt from his interview on The Long Take.
If you join the admin ticket, it's not something you need right now.
Well, sa akin, if they would say that I'm in as a guest candidate, okay naman. Right? Siguro, I'll study that carefully, malayo pa eh. Well,
why not? Diba? Hindi ba ganun ang...
Para sa akin, it would be better if they would make that kind of statement that I'm coming in. I'm not presenting myself to be the guest, because guest means you're being invited.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a guest candidate, you present yourself.
Okay.
So guest is always like, you're welcome.
And you would enter?
Well, so far, wala pa naman akong formal invitation or anything. But the best that I can do is to be independent so I can focus on my advocacy or platform.
Catch Ben Tulfo's full interview with News 5 Chief Patrick Paez. That's on The Long Take this Monday, November 11 at 6:15 p.m. only here on One News.
All right, in the United States, everyone's still talking about the stunning political comeback of Donald Trump. How did he do it? And here's some insights from the Associated Press.
Donald Trump has scored a decisive victory in a deeply divided nation. So, how did he do it? The Republican president-elect exposed fundamental weaknesses within the Democratic base and beat back concerns over his moral failings. Incomplete returns show that Donald Trump's criminal convictions, additional pending indictments, and any concerns over his rhetoric simply were not a sufficient concern to keep tens of millions of Americans from voting for him. He will be the first U.S. president with a felony conviction. Trump ultimately won over voters with grand promises to improve the economy, block the flow of immigrants on the southern border, and his call to make America great again.
My message to Americans tonight is simple. We do not have to live this way. We don't. We do not have to settle for weakness, incompetence, decline, and decay. With your vote tomorrow, we can fix every single problem our country faces and lead America.
About half of Trump voters said inflation was the biggest issue factoring into their election decision, and about as many said that about the situation at the U.S.-Mexico border, according to AP Votecast. Ultimately, Trump's victory may have had as much to do with the fundamental challenges Harris faced all along. Facing deep voter frustration over the direction of the country, with Biden's approval rating dismal, she never did distance herself from her party's sitting president. Now Democrats are left to wonder how to reconnect with parts of the country and slices of the electorate that rejected them.
Here now is a quick rundown of more stories on One News. Congratulations from world leaders have started pouring in for U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. President Bongbong Marcos hailed the American people on Trump's victory and highlighted the country's unshakable alliance with America. Meantime, Chinese Foreign Affairs spokesperson Mao Ning said China will maintain a consistent policy towards the U.S. For his part, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described Trump's win as a historic comeback. A bill proposing to reset the first Barm parliamentary elections to May 2026 has passed first reading in the House. The measure cited the need to address governance issues following the Supreme Court's ruling excluding Sulu from the region. The elections are slated for May 2025. And the Philippines' GDP growth has slowed to 5.2% in the third quarter of 2024. This is down from the 6.4% posted in the second quarter. NEDA attributed the slower growth to weather disruptions impacting agriculture, industry, and services.
Typhoon Marce has further intensified as of 11 a.m. today. And for the latest, we have Pag-asa weather forecaster, Janelle Dominguez. Good afternoon, ma'am. Ano po ang latest sa bagyong Marce?
Magandang hapon din po sa inyo at magandang hapon din po sa mga tagapakinig po natin. So ito pong si Bagyong Marce ay nasa typhoon category pa rin naman po, pero bahagya po lumakas ang kanyang maximum sustained winds with 175 kilometers per hour at pagbugso na umaabot ng 240 kilometers per hour. Ito po ay huling namataan sa coastal waters ng Santa Ana, Cagayan. Ito ay may kumikilos sa direksyon na west-northwest sa bilis na 10 kilometers per hour. Dahil po dito, meron tayong tropical cyclone wind signal number 4 dito sa northern portion ng Cagayan, kasama na ang Babuyan Islands, northern portion ng Apayao, northern portion ng Ilocos Norte. Signal number 3 naman sa Batanes, nalalabing bahagi ng Cagayan, Apayao, Ilocos Norte, northern portion ng Abra at northern portion ng Ilocos Sur. Signal number 2 dito sa northern at central portion ng Isabela, Abra, Kalinga, Mountain Province, northern portion ng Ifugao, northern portion ng Benguet at Ilocos Sur at northern portion ng La Union. Signal number 1 naman sa nalalabing bahagi ng La Union, Ifugao, Benguet, Isabela, pati na rin dito sa Pangasinan, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, northern at central portion ng Aurora, northern portion ng Nueva Ecija at Zambales. Ayon po sa ating forecast track, possible po ang landfall scenario po nito ni Marce within po dito sa Santa Ana, Cagayan between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. po ngayong araw. And sa makikita po natin, tatawid po or babaybayin po niya yung gitna po nitong Babuyan Islands ng Ilocos Norte, Apayao at at ng Cagayan. Kaya asahan po natin dito po sa mga kababayan dito natin, makakaranas po sila ng malakas na pagbugso ng hangin at mga storm surge inundation din po at mga malalakas na pag-ulan dulot po netong pagtawid din po neto ni Marce. Labas po ng Philippine Area of Responsibility ng Marce ay bukas po ng tanghali or ng hapon. Yan po muna latest dito sa Pag-asa Weather
Ma'am
Forecasting
Chanel,
Center. Yes po.
may tanong po ako. Ako lang ba nahihilo o parang kumukurba pababa yung track nitong si Marce?
Yes po. Kung makikita po kasi natin yung ating forecast track po, po siya, yung observation po natin, almost stationary po siya. Meaning po niya, halos hindi po siya gumalaw po ng ilang oras din po or bumabalik din po siya at nagpo-forward po. So, sa ngayon po, ngayon pa lang po siya umuusad po. Hindi katulad po kahapon na nagstay din po siya sa isang lugar po.
Opo. Totoo raw ba na nagpadala ang Pag-asa ng storm chaser sa Gonzaga, Cagayan?
Oh yes po, opo. Meron po tayong pinadala po ng mga meteorologists din po, mga storm chaser po na nandun po sa ngayon. At sila po nagbibigay po ng data po sa amin para mas lalo po namin makita po kung ano po yung real time na nangyayari po dun sa lugar po. Kung saan possible maglandfall po itong si Marce.
Ang alam po natin, ma'am, kapag mabagal at kung stationary, more chances na lumalakas ang isang bagyo.
Yes po, kaya din po siya lumakas din po yung kanyang taglay na lang hasap na hangin. Kung maalala po natin kahapon, 165 lang po siya. Ngayon po, 175 kilometers per hour na po.
Opo. Okay. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Chanel Dominguez, ang Pag-asa Weather Forecaster po natin. Thank you po.
All right, you're still watching Afternoon Delight on One News. Time for another breather. We'll be right back.
My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up and as long as we keep fighting. Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. To the young people who are watching, it is... I love you. To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed. But please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time, but for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case. But here's the thing, America, if it is, let us fill the sky with the light of a brilliant, brilliant billion of stars. The light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service. HU.
And we're back. You're watching Afternoon Delight. Ako po si Denise Tan.
Lourdes Vera po ang inyong lingkod.
Now we talk sports. TNT Tropang Giga seizes the lead in the PBA Governors Cup Finals with a blowout win over Barangay Ginebra. News 5 correspondent Ian Suyu with the report.
Game, kita natin the change right away in the starting lineup of TNT. Kelly Williams.
Umpisa pa lang ng Game 5, kumpiyansa at ganadong TNT agad ang nagpakilala. Sa first half, mainit ang opensa ng TNT dahil na rin sa sunod-sunod na 3-point shots para palubuhin ng lamang 56-33. Pagpasok ng second half, sinubukan ng Gene Kings na tapyasan ng kalamangan ng Tropang Giga. Pero hindi nagpadaig ang TNT para tambakan ang Gene Kings pagkatapos ng Game 5, 99-72. Dahil dyan, hawak na ulit ng Tropang Giga ang kalamangan sa serye 3-2. Isang panalo na lang ang kailangan ng TNT para tuluyang makuha ang kampyonato at madepensahan ang kanilang Governor's Cup title. Best player para sa Tropang Giga si Best Import Ronde Hollis Jefferson na nagtala ng double-double game of 16 points and 10 rebounds. Gumana rin ang hot shooting ni na Calvin Oftana at RR Pugoy na may pinagsamang 31 points. Para kay head coach Chot Reyes, composure ang naging susi nila para maitawid ang Game 5.
I think that was the most important thing for us not to panic and keep our heads around us so that we could make good decisions. And I said, let's go back to what got us here. And that is just playing great defense.
This conference na talagang depensa, yung diin lang doon. Kung gaano ka din ngayon, dudublehin pa, yun yung parang maging way namin para makuha yung championship.
Kung pagbabasehan ng PBA history, karamihan sa mga nakakuha ng panalo sa Game 5 ay siya ring nakakakuha ng kampyonato. Pero ika nga nila, bilog ang bola kaya susubukan pang bumawi ng Barangay Ginebra sa Game 6 sa Biyernes. Gaganapin yan sa Smart Araneta Coliseum alas 7:30 ng gabi. Kasabay naman ito, nagbigay ng 2 milyong pisong donasyon ang PBA para sa Alagang Kapatid Foundation. Ang donasyon ay mula sa mga nalikom ng liga noong Finals Game 1 at ilalaan ng foundation para sa mga nasalanta ng Bagyong Christine. Para sa 1PH, Ian Suyu, News 5.
The NU Bulldogs has clinched a hard-fought 67-62 comeback over the UST Growling Tigers in the UAP men's basketball. Jake Figueroa came alive in the second half, scoring all 13 of his points to help power NU's turnaround. Meanwhile, Jolo Manansala led the team with 18 points. The Tigers lost their grip in the closing minutes, giving the Bulldogs a chance to seize control and clinch the gritty win they needed. NU now improves to a 4-8 record and keeps their slim Final Four hopes alive with 2 games left.
So we started with Trump and we're ending with Trump. Ito na po ang I Saw the Signs. Ito ng I Saw the Signs, Trump 2.0 reactions. Unang post, mula kay dating PNP Chief, now Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Ang message niya sa Facebook hapon, sa kasagsagan ng bilangan ay, Tita Denise, pakibasa.
My kumpadre is winning the polls. Aba, kumpadre. I think I can visit the US of A again. Let's go, Republicans!
Alam ba yung iniisip niya? Ang Democrats ba ang nagpapigil sa kanya? Kakalawitin siya ng ICC, Interpol, hoy. Hindi, mas pabawi. Itong dapat pagbasa dyan eh. Paatras ulit.
Ay paulit daw, paulit.
Paatras.
Direct, pakibaba yung ayan.
Ito no. Huy!
Ito na.
Ang message niya, my compadre is winning the polls. I think I can visit USA again. Let's go, Republicans.
Ay, pasok. Pwede. Okay, photo number 2 is Vanity Fair's digital cover. Trump by the numbers. Nakalista. 34 felony accounts, 1 conviction, 2 cases pending, 2 impeachments, 6 bankruptcies, 4 more years. The 47th American president. Aray!
Delikado kayo. Condé Nast, ha? Nagtatanim yan si Trump.
Naku, nilista nyo pa talaga.
Photo number 3, Tito Elon mo. Trump supporter Elon Musk making himself comfy in the Oval Office, the business magnate with a sink in hand, saying, let that sink in. Get it? Sink in. Ganyan ginawa niya nung takeover siya sa Twitter.
Pawiti.
May dala rin siyang sink.
Okay. Kochi. Not so kochi.
Kotsi.
Okay, if you've seen any of those signs, nakakatawa, throwing shades man yan, o pampagood vibes lang, send them to us at afternoondelightON@gmail.com.
And before we go,
Kaya pa.
kaya pa ba?
Oo.
Hello, Gretchen. Salamat.
2 minuto pa tayo. Hello, Gretch.
Sino bang mga nakatutok ngayon? Tatay ko, get well soon.
Siyempre, nanay at tatay ko rin, for sure.
Benta yung kalabaw tayo para mayroon tayo.
Ay, nako, ito talagang si Tito Rafael, ha?
Si Tito Rafi.
Oo.
Si
Good
Tito
afternoon,
Rap-Rap.
Delay, Tito Lord and Tita Denise. Ganda ng outfit ni Tita Denise today. Thank you, Tito.
Si JN Ramos. Hello mga kamerienda. Nagmo-multiverse tasking daw siya right now, watching you both. Well, finishing my CPD and CIM accredited training for a client along with the brainstorming for a magazine-like layout. Sabi ni JN Ramos, CIM is not what you think. Na medyo Chartered Institute of Marketing. No, digital marketing qualifications. Martin S. Ba't ba natin pinapansin ng mga celebrities niyan? Hollywood lang yan.
Sandali, meron akong chine-check dito. Sige, basa ka muna dyan.
Nonalyn Makilan, sabi niya, Lord de Vera, at least tama yung spelling. Alakwatsa with Melvin. Hello, Crushy Denise. Kaya nanalo si Trump kasi walang diss track kay Eminem at walang pang-asar mula kay Sacha Baron Cohen. Mabuhay ang pang-meriendang show ninyo.
Wait lang, actually, sorry, yung chine-check ko lang is, dun kasi sa live natin, merong nag-tag sa isang mga fan, si Ralph Domingo, which is an avid fan of the show, always supportive. Giveaway, message to claim. Ingat po tayo, hindi natin ma-check right now kung itong nag-message sa atin, pero ingat at
Matatalino viewers natin.
Oo, hindi, I'm just saying kasi 2 beses magkasunod.
Ay, ganun?
Oo.
O basta,
Basta check nyo muna bago kayo mag-message o mag-click na mga
pag
kung
hiningi yung
ano-ano.
ninyo, yung OTP, bigay nyo agad.
Ano ba?
Hello, Alex Fuentes.
Hello, Alex Fuentes.
Sabi ni Hey Epic, sayang yung SNL guesting ni Kamala.
Bukas babati pa tayo ng ating mga viewers. So comment lang po ng comment. But for today, that will have to do it for us. Ngayong Thursday, November 7. Thank you for watching again. Afternoon Delight. Ako po si Denise Tan.
Join us again tomorrow, 2 p.m. We make afternoons great again. Namamaga ang Amerika. In short, MAGA. Ako po si Lord Rivera. Have a delightful afternoon.